19 years ago, this March, thousands of people saw what they believed were UFOs hovering over the valley.
March 13th, 1997. This event called Lights Over Phoenix. What did you see?
Well, I saw a huge craft just kind of come right over Squaw Peak.
That doesn't mean we're being visited.
Well, it's nothing like anything I've ever seen.
And you're an Air Force guy.
Yeah, and a pilot. Got a lot of hours flying. So it was pretty breathtaking.
When it was about a half-mile away, we began to see the outline of what was an enormous craft. As it got closer, we could clearly see its dark shape as it moved across the background of the stars. It reminded me of a carpenter's square set at 60 degrees because the outline of it was so perfectly balanced with sharp edges, and the size of this thing was just mind-boggling. Its wingspan looked about 2 city blocks long, and it was so close that you couldn't see the whole thing at once. I had to turn my head to take it all in. As the object moved overhead towards Phoenix, it was heading in a straight line like a train on a rail. And my husband said to me, he said, whoever has this kind of technology has got to be in cahoots with God.
So we're going into Phoenix, and I think it was Sky Harbor, and there's these bank of lights, 6 lights, in the shape of a triangle going back right over the airport. And I'm looking at them as I'm coming in. I'm, on the horn talking to them, and I'm coming in. And I'm not saying anything about it because I'm kind of confused by it, but I can't tell if this is going to be an issue or not with landing. And Oliver said, hey, Pa, what are those lights? And I said, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they are. And so anyway, I called up the tower and I said, what are you guys painting tonight over the airport? And they said, we're not showing anything. What are you seeing? I said, well, there's 6 lights in a row. And they said, do you want to report this? And I said, look, I can't identify it. It's flying, and it's 6 objects.
Perhaps the most convincing evidence for UFOs can be found in Brussels, of all places. For a period of about 2 years, the whole country was affected by a wave of sightings. They'd been seen by witnesses, the police, and by local radar stations.
We had an observation on the radar, and in addition, a visual observation on the ground confirmed by the police. We decided to send 2 airplanes in the air around midnight.
This video of the F-16's radar track of the object showed the performance of a vehicle of a totally unknown origin. The Air Force were at a complete loss to explain their findings. A press conference was called.
What these pilots detected was well outside the normal flying envelope of an airplane. Sometimes they had what we call lock-ons, which gave a parameters varying from speeds between 150 knots till 990 knots. An acceleration which occurred in a few seconds.
The Americans denied it was a secret spy plane, so could it have been the first official contact with an alien craft?
These speeds would be impossible to tolerate for a human being. That's a first point. A second point is the visual observations always describe a system, a machine, which hangs and hovers above the surface at quite a low altitude without making any noise.
J'ai vu un petit point dans le ciel clignotant depuis 17 années, clignoté, et puis tout d'un coup, ça a resté peut-être une demi-seconde, puis on voyait 2 phares dans le ciel. Quand ces 2 phares se donnaient dans le ciel, puis revenir tout doucement, on n'entendait même pas un bruit d'avion ni de réaction. Et c'est quand elle est venue ici, à peu près à ma hauteur, que j'ai vu que c'était vraiment un énorme triangle.
Yeah.